Welcome to Tabla Department of Music Gurukul. Today is first official class. I am Ratan Kumar Das, your Tabla instructor. Today's class will have three segments. Number 1, history of Tabla. Number 2, anatomy of Tabla. And number 3, guide to purchasing Tabla. A tabla is a pair of twin hand drums from the Indian subcontinent. Tabla is one of the richest cultural heritages which is now globally accepted. Since the 18th century, it has been the principal percussion instrument in Hindustani classical music. It's very charming, endearing and versatile Indian musical instrument. The Indian maestros or versatile tabla players made it so popular all over the world. It has been used for semi-classical, light classical, non-classical and many of lighter version of music in India and abroad as well. It is very difficult to say perfectly regarding the history of tabla. We search the original history of tabla by some stories which were said by our former generation. It is written in the several books that Sufi poet and musician Amir Khusro invented this instrument, but there is no clear evidence in the form of writing or painting to establish the above claim undoubtedly. One of the most established beliefs that it has been derived from both-sided drum, which is known as pakhwaj. Dhrupad and dhama are two forms of vocal music where pakhwaj was primarily used and it was used for accompaniment. The style of singing Dhrupad was static. Then the dynamic form of singing had been emerged, which is known as khayal. Khayal style of singing needed reformation of pakhwaj to be accompanied with. So it was given a shape of tabla. It is believed. In this segment, I would like to discuss on the anatomy of tabla. It is often said tabla player. It does not mean that he or she plays only tabla. The word tabla refers to both of tabla and baya or dagga. Basically, tabla consists of two drums. This is right hand drum, which is known as tabla or daya. Daya means right. This is left hand drum, which is known as baya or dagga. Baya means left. Tabla, the surface of tabla, there are three parts: gab, sihai, sur, maidan, kani, kinar. Sihai is usually made of iron dust and boiled rice. The tension, the skin tension is maintained by this kind of lace, which is known as chhot or baddi, and wooden piece, which is known as guti or guli or gatta. And the body of the tabla is made of wood and its inside is hollow, and this one the bottom cushion on which tabla stands on, and it is very much essential for every tabla player. The way of manufacturing of baya is same to tabla, there is no difference. This is sihai, this is sur, and this is kani or kinar, and this is pagri or gajra, and the lace like these are known as chot, and this is guti like tabla, and there is a main basic difference between baya and tabla. The body of baya is made of clay or bronze, steel and copper, and it is also cushion. This is hammer. It is very essential accessories for a tabla player. It is used for tuning the tabla like and lastly, this is short box of talcum powder. It is used to reduce friction while playing. Lastly, guide to purchasing tabla. Tabla is a very famous instrument, that is why it is available anywhere and everywhere. If you like, you can you can collect from online and any shop of musical instrument. Next, the weight of baya and the size of tabla is essential for beginner. The height of tabla should be 10 or 9 inches, and the diameter of tabla is 5.5 or 6 inches, and the weight of baya should be at least 3 kgs, and the diameter of it should be 9 to 9.5 inches. That is all for today. See you again in next class. Thank you.